taxi drivers across our country say they feel forgotten between COVID-19 slowing business, additional personal protection costs, and competition with ride-sharing apps. Thousands of taxi drivers are parking their keys as the taxi market becomes less profitable and more dangerous. With more on this, Abdul Mohamoud, the CEO of Co-op Cabs, joins us this morning. Good to talk to you this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. So the number of people licensed to drive a taxi or limousine within the city of Toronto has decreased 25% since January 2020. Why are so many taxi drivers parking their vehicles for good?
Well, the taxi industry has been under pressure quite some time for multiple issues. And prior to COVID, one of the issues that put pressure on the industry is the City of Toronto deregulations of the vehicle for hire that allowed unlimited numbers of vehicles to roam the city looking for fares. And that put a pressure, as well as the lack of insurance, affordable insurance. The Premier made a promise last year that he's going to look into it in regards to the insurance, but hasn't done so. I'm sure they're busy, but we're still waiting for that. And COVID basically hit us hard. And when the stay-at-home order came in, someone pulled the parking brake on our industry, and we had to literally, park our vehicles, reduce our workforce in order to adapt the requirement of the business at the time, which is basically was limited to only essential service, driving people to medical services, the disabled community, as well as the frontline workers. And our business dropped to almost 20% and continues, operate at a skeleton level at this time.
It's unbelievable when you really look at the numbers of taxis operating right now in terms of what was operating before pandemic and the cost of taxi drivers right now. How has this pandemic personally affected your business?
Well, it did affect, at the beginning of the pandemic, we geared to adapt, and we tried to, acquire PPE for our drivers. It was tough, but we were able to secure some, as well as putting shields on our vehicles and to get ready. We were expecting that when the shutdown happened, that will be temporary, and there will be mitigations put in place. And we spent, a couple of $100,000 just to provide the safest form of ground transportation to the public. And I think we still are. We're still in that position. And also, we were obligated to stay in business and operate. We didn't have the luxury of shutting down and cut our costs to zero. But we stayed in business and provide the essential service because we had an obligation to provide service to wheel-trans passenger, as well as our disabled community and frontline workers.
I'm looking at these numbers here, Abdul. There are 200 taxis on the road in Toronto right now. Compare that to 1,100 pre-pandemic. Is the taxi industry still profitable?
No, it's not profitable. We're using our contingency funds to bridge our business to a better time. And of course, with the support of our community, because we are part of the community, we live in the communities that we serve. And I think with the support of the community, our business, and especially our company, will be bridged to better times. And that's why we were upset when the city forgot to include us this vaccine equity drive. Who was better equipped to handle that? So I think the city listened and reached out, and we are in discussion right now to see how we can help them.
What can the government do to help? What would you like to see?
We'd like to see that the Fort, come back and actually uphold his promise and review the insurance regulations that's affecting the taxi industry, and the City of Toronto to limit and come up with a formula of vehicles that could be on the road at any given time, because you cannot just flood over 100,000 vehicles in the City of Toronto. That doesn't help the city, and as well as the operators. The city want to put limited numbers of buses on their route. On city routes, why will they flood the vehicle for hire? That just doesn't make sense. So we need to see the City of Toronto come back and do a better regulation. And the other thing, there's that general feeling within the taxi industry that If you look at the demographics of the members of the taxi industry, you see immigrants as well as people, visible minority. And there's that general feeling that the city of Toronto has been treating and continues to treat the taxi operators and the taxi members in this industry as a second-class industry.
So tough. We wish you the best of luck, Abdul Mohamoud. Good to talk to you today. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.